Welcome to Conversations with Queen Day.
First, I'm going to sit down here and have my tea. You know how it is when you start off. Don't lie. We all do. We all say, not this year. I'm not making no resolutions. But in our mind, we're just not telling you that we are going to try to improve. Hopefully, we do improve. The first couple of months is like, we on it. We might slip and fall, but we get back on track. I joined the gym, and I joined the gym a couple of years ago, but then that pandemic shut things down. Then when it reopened, I went back as much as I could. And I'm gonna tell you something, each year it gets a little harder. You would think it would get easier, but it doesn't. Because every year you have new things and that's on your mind and in your life. And sometimes we take on more than we should. So this year I decided to declutter my life, physically, mentally, spiritually, and for those who don't serve me in my life, no matter what it is, it's got to go. I think we all need to do that. We don't need no added stress on our life. We don't need no added frustration and burdens in our life. So if you got clothes in your closet that you know honestly that you're never gonna wear again, whether it's because you've gained weight or you've outgrown them or you've changed your lifestyle, then it's time to donate, sell. It's time to get rid of it. Same thing goes for if you have things in your life, like a lot of clutter, like, my home, furniture, too much canned food. Empty out your refrigerator, your cabinets, your closets. Let's go to work. Declutter, even if you got old taxes from 2020 that you may not need. Whatever it is, you know what it is that's taking up space and oxygen in your life. It's time to let it go. Because this year, if you made it through on that, if you're listening to me, that means you made it. This year, we want to do improvement, self-care, self-awareness, self-assessment, self. It's all about self. But also, we also want to share, help somebody else. If someone else needs something. So even though with self-care is not selfish, let's get that out right now. But, if you're like me, it's hard sometimes to just do for you and make that time and energy for yourself. So what I have to do, I have to say, okay, stop. I just can't do for everybody. I gotta do for Queen too. That's what Queen is all about. What does King and Queen mean to you? Well, King and Queen means you have limitations. You know where to draw the line. You have what we call boundaries. You see, it's very important to set some boundaries. So last year, if you felt that people were manipulating you or using you in some way, whether it's family, friends, the job, whatever, a relationship, you felt your partner was using you or taking you for granted, it's time, and you love that person, it's time to sit down and have that talk. Or, like I said, the other thing is, it's time for you guys to make a decision. Are we gonna stay together and work this out? Because if not, you taking up my oxygen, you taking up my space. And you don't want that, because you gotta take care of your mental health, your emotional health, and your health, nutritional health. Because let me tell you something, you don't need your blood pressure going up. You don't need that. You don't need your skin breaking out. You don't need fibromyalgia, which is what I got one year from the stress from the pandemic. Sometimes your nerve endings in your body, you're in pain all over and getting crooks in the neck, and you're like, what the heck? Well, that comes from stress. De-stress. Deprogram yourself. That's what we got to do. And this thing is going to take patience, and it's going to take the power of the mind. Your mind is a powerful thing. We don't give ourselves credit sometimes to mind. But that mind is what's controlling everything in your life. Believe it or not, your mind. So your mind actually is your thought process, and your words have power. So your words can actually manifest things in your life. For example, never get up and say, oh my God, this is going to be a hard day. What do you think is going to happen when you say that? I can tell you what's going to happen. You sure didn't make it easy. You just cursed your day. That's right, you sure did. You done cursed your day, because what you just did was put it in the atmosphere for every negative thing to happen to you. And then when something bad happens to you, you know what you're going to say? You see, I told you so. No, you did that on your own by you saying this is going to be a bad day. Oh boy. So we have to be really careful. And it's hard sometimes to do that, but we have to do that. Because I'm going to tell you something, if you don't, you're going to be in some trouble. So speak what you speak out loud. It's the power of our thoughts. So we can add negative or positive energy. It's about energy. You know, today, people are recognizing energy a lot more than they did when my mother was coming up in the world. Because we realize that positive energy, negative energy, energy is powerful. It's infectious. When we receive positive energy, it just works on the mind, body, and the spirit. So your life is a physical manifestation of what's going on in your head. That's right. And so what if you say nothing and thought everything? Life is going to show up. Yes, it is. It's going to show up and make it true. Mm-hmm. So our job, had to take a sip of my mint tea. Our job is for us to make our life true. That's what our job is. We want truth in our life. Now, for those who don't know my name, if you go on my Facebook page, it's Alice B. Clayton. Alice means truth. That's what it means. The D is for Darlene, which means beloved. So that's where I got Queen D from, because when I was growing up, my mother used to call me Princess, and she said, you're going to grow up to be a queen just like me. And I didn't understand that. You see, queen is a disposition, not a position. It's what I hold true in my life about who I believe I am. I am a queen. A queen is someone who has standards, that she has boundaries, that she have things that she will accept and things she won't. Integrity, morals. We all have our standards, and it's up for us to make other people respect those standards. But first we gotta respect ourselves, don't we? I've been seeing some crazy stuff on Instagram and those reels and those TikToks. Wow. But everybody, and for those who don't believe that they're a queen, ladies, female, feminine energy, let me tell you something. You might have to use your masculine energy because you might be a single parent, or you might be a caregiver, or whatever the situation is, but you're still a queen. You just got to make sure that the people around you recognize that. But it starts with you first. It starts with the person receiving it and knowing in their heart that they deserve it. Same thing with kings. Don't walk with your head down. I know the world is hard on you men out there. The brothers, I know. Don't let them take your dignity away. You show up with your head up high and let the world know that I am a man. And you better recognize and respect me as a king. But it starts from the belief within. You set your standards and make sure that no one crosses your boundaries, because as a man, you are a leader naturally. And you might have had a bad background. All of us, kings and queens. Don't worry about what happened yesterday. Worry about what you're going to do today. And what does your future look like? And what do you want it to look like? That comes from, again, manifestation of what's going on in your head. You make it true.